Hello everybody, this is Twinless Twin and we are playing some more Rug Murktide. We are in the prelim event, so it is 4 rounds. A little bit more competitive than a league. Usually these are players playing top tier decks looking to compete. Here's the list we're playing. Rug Druid. Made a couple changes since my last video. One thing, as you can see, added in 2 considers. I think that having more live hits for Druid seems very valuable in terms of making sure we're getting the most value if we are investing that mana. Also cut back on the number of free spells. The 4 Druids, that's 4 more non-blue cards in our deck. I cut back on 1 Lightning Bolt, thinking we're going to find removal more often. This is a big question, though, for me. I see Spell Snare as somewhat filling removal role, being able to hit a lot of the premier creatures in the format, as well as counters, being able to do some lifting there, but we'll see if we miss that today. So without further ado, let's get into this match. We are on the play, which is always a nice thing to see, and I think this hand is a keep. Normally on Magic Online, you should probably look up your opponent and see if they have any recent finishes.
Hello, everyone.
They played most recently Rakdos midrange. All right, we'll definitely keep against Scam. Scam is a safe assumption to make, anyways, these days. But yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Good. Oh, how are you?
Good. And yeah, for everyone watching on YouTube, we are joined by some patrons in the Discord. So if you want to watch these live, check out the Patreon. I always stream all my leagues and events there. Okay, so if we think it's Scam, and just in general here, I don't think there's really a great reason to use the Bauble. What I'd like to do is probably wait until next turn. I also probably lead on Misty Rainforest here to disguise my deck a little bit. It is indeed Scam. Because now, exactly, now they might, because they don't know we're Murktide, they might be more likely to go for a turn 1 Scam, and we get to punish them pretty hard here. They're welcome to take Subtlety, but they will not be able to give their Grief Undying because we have 2 removal spells. So if we had played Spire Bluff Canal, I think the chances of them going for that play are a lot lower because they know... Okay, so I guess they just want to make us use those removal spells, which is fine with me. We're now up cards, but yeah, like I said, if they knew we were on Murktide, I think they would be maybe less likely to make the play, just because Murktide has Spell Pierce and all those removal spells that can make the Grief Scam turn 1 not worth it. They might have still made the play, but just something to consider, how we were able to disguise our hands somewhat. Okay. Let's just play the Flooded Strand here. I do want this Preordain. I'm a little bit torn on if we should fetch an island or the breeding pool. So they have another Scam. Alright, in that case, let's just pitch Preordain. Subtlety, pitch Preordain. We get to hold on to our iteration. And we should just be in good shape here. So they put it on bottom. Sorry. Okay, Ragavan, and they're stuck on 1 land. I think we can fetch the breeding pool. And hopefully we don't regret it and get Blood Mooned. But they are stuck on 1 land. We're really hoping to find an answer to this Ragavan. Even like a blocker probably is pretty good here. Like DRC probably does the job. I think we're supposed to take DRC. over Ragavan. It is close because DRC has to attack next turn, but like Bowmaster could be something they could have. And if they draw land and Bowmaster or Ragavan, it's pretty disastrous. We could also just take the Ragavan and force a trade with their Ragavan, but I think the iteration is more valuable. So I think that that's what we're going to do here. We did get a little bit punished drawing another Spirebluff Canal for not playing the other Spirebluff Canal earlier. I wanted to do the bobble trick, but actually I think what we could have done is bobble ourselves. And then once we see that... yeah, I think we could have gone... Okay, so we're just going to bolt the Ragavan in their upkeep. In case they have an Undying spell. Yeah, we could have... Once we bobbled ourselves and saw we wanted the Prudent, we could have played the Spirebluff Canal. There's no reason to play the Fetch then. So that was bad sequencing. But things have kind of worked out here. If they do have an Undying spell, we're not really unhappy if they use it on this Ragavan. We'll put another removal spell on top. Because mostly I think something like Fury Scam could maybe steal this game from us. Okay, and sure enough, they might have Fury Scam here. We do luckily have the heat on top, so... Okay. So I guess we can start on iteration. I don't really want to hold it another turn. Alright, this works. We can either play Ragavan or dash. I think playing is actually just fine here, though. They can't punish us with Bowmaster because they are stuck on one land still. They have no cards in hand, so they kind of went all in, and we've just had the answers to all their scams, which has just put them at a huge card disadvantage. Yeah, and dashing would have opened us up to Thoughtseize, putting this game close to parity, but now we just have our active Ragavan, and they don't actually have a lot of great draws to deal with it before it could probably get us some value. Guess we can play this fetch land. Okay, they draw a land, which opens them up to a lot more draws here that could do some work for them. Alright, we'll cast the Fury. That should probably put the game away. We've used 2 iterations, but we have 4 Seek the Beast in our deck, which would also be really good here. So I guess that kind of just shows normally this would be a spot. All right, we've used up a lot of our top end kind of cards. This game could be getting close because we're drawing more lands than them, but with the Seek the Beast, I just think we're very likely to win from this spot. Okay, well, we'd eventually find a Murktide. A couple suspect draws there, but would have been enough to win the game for sure, even if we didn't hit that Fury. Going into sideboarding, we're going to bring in the Stern Scoldings, the Dress Down, the Subtlety. I like these. Okay, can't move them. I definitely want to cut my Ragavans. I think I want to cut... I actually don't hate Fawn. But I think Pierce is still better, so we should probably just do this. There's also a small chance it's supposed to be Counterspell, but I find too many games Counterspell is just like a really nice top deck. When we get into top deck wars, it just answers any of their things at parity. So yeah, Pierce can get us some efficiency, but we have the 2 subtleties, the Fury, these Scoldings come in. I feel like we have the tools we need to be okay there. Okay, yeah, this hand is very nice. One thing we'll have to consider, if they don't present a turn 1 threat, is how do we want to time this consider to be careful of Bowmaster? Because we're not going to play the DRC yet. I always like to hold my DRCs in this matchup. Unless they play Leyline of the Void, then maybe. But I usually like to hold my DRCs. I think we're okay to pass back here and see what they do. Overgrown Tomb. So that means they're playing Seek the Beast also. Unlicensed Hearse. Previously, this would be a card that's pretty scary. Currently, it doesn't have too major of an effect. It does mean we can play out our DRC more aggressively. Alright, Scolding is good. It protects the Dragon Rage from Bowmaster. We'll get our Dragon Rage down to start getting some surveil value, potentially outpacing the Hearse. That snare was just a little bit late. Just a little late. Ragavan is fine here. Shocking. I think we'll just go ahead and pass back. I'm expecting Bowmaster, maybe Terminate. Oh, Seek the Beast also makes sense. Yeah, we should Spell Snare this. Counterspell. I don't mind Counterspell here. The question is, how are we going to deal with this Hearse? We didn't board in our Cast into Fire. So we don't actually have an answer to it, unless our plan is just to keep all their creatures off the table and kill them with a Questing Druid. Could be a plan. Counterspell works reasonably well in that plan. Okay, we'll put it on top. Knowing all of our cards are going to get exiled anyways, there's not really a point in trying to turbo fill the graveyard. If they do attack here, we're pretty happy with that. Alright, so this is the punish, I guess. No, it's actually not a punish, because we can just Seek the Beast and now we can mill. We can mill the Counterspell with our trigger. Okay, Subtlety. I mean, we can use this Subtlety if they had Bowmaster, so not a complete dud. We have to play this land. And then I guess there's a question, do we want to flash in the Subtlety? I think the answer is no. I think maybe what we want to do here actually is, while we still have this Subtlety up, play Druid. And then Preordain. I would always stack the triggers so you get the counter on Druid first before we surveil, because it could change the info, right? Like, say the Druid trigger goes on the stack and they flash in Bowmaster, well, now that changes how we want to surveil. That's kind of how I would see it. This is going to give us Delirium momentarily. Temporarily, not momentarily. And I think top is fine here. Hearse activation will take it away. So yeah, this Hearse is gonna get big, but we should be able to race it, I think. Dothy. I'm gonna start scolding that to avoid. I don't want them to have too many creatures at the table. My plan is probably to try to take out this Ragavan soon. And they could definitely have an Undying spell in their hand based on how this game has been playing. I say that because they haven't been playing very much, so it feels like an Undying spell would make sense in a spot like that. Oh, we do need to... Well, we should have been careful, maybe, of getting Delirium. I don't mind either of these. Top. Upkeep, let's just kill this Ragavan. I'm gonna Unholy Heat. I think Bolt has more value here at this point in the game. Considering they have Hearse, and also considering they have... We could go face with Bolt. And our Druid is getting very, very big. And we have the counter spell to protect our Druid from Terminate, so... That could just be enough. They shock, probably Fury. Alright, I mean... We actually just let this Fury resolve, I think, because we just have Bolt for it, and then we have Counterspell up to protect our Druid. We already know we want the Preordain on top of our deck, so... We have the option to trade here, but I don't think we want to. I think we'll just kill this, take the 6, and then probably kill them over turn or two. I guess maybe we don't want an iteration here yet. We can save that for next turn. We can start by preordaining. Ooh, subtlety seems nice, potentially. Kolagon's Command. We discard a card. Okay, there's no reason to counter this. We'll discard the expressive iteration. Because now they play the Ragavan, we subtlety it, and I don't think they have any creature they can play for 1 black or green mana. So yeah, pretty easy win against Scam. Like I've been preaching, I think that our deck is very well built against Scam. So that was nice. I will say we did see a lot of removal spells there. The move down from 7 to 6 removal spells probably doesn't benefit the Scam matchup. The question is how much it hurts it, so something to monitor. We'll probably get paired against Scam again this prelim because everyone likes to play Scam. But alright, we'll see you guys in the next match.